Hi everyone. This is Francisco, and I I went to church on Sunday with my brother, and oh yeah, we went to Costco. Costco, um, parking lots with Costco gas, and so Costco has um a ton of vehicles that want to get gas. They want to get fueled up, and I was telling my brother that it would be pretty cool if they began to have a transferable transferable transportable transportable way of fueling vehicles up, um similar to like the like the gas trucks, but I don't know. I was thinking kind of something on a smaller side, like a smaller scale, and because because there is a ton of drivers, like vehicles. I'm sorry. There's a ton of vehicles that are parked. So this is a gas station, but over here there's a ton of parked vehicles. So I was thinking, if these people, like, I don't know, maybe they could like download an app or something, and like, let's say they want their vehicle to be topped off, so they'll have a certain amount of money um, for fuel with Costco, or other competitors as well, like Sam's Club and stuff like that. um, so as they're doing the shopping, they'll just come in, park, and if they want gas, they will be able to um, like share their parking zone area, um, or like in Los Angeles, um, well, like in Long Beach and stuff like that. Um, People pay for parking, and when they pay for their parking, um, oh yeah, they type in their parking zone number, and so when they go and get their um, yeah, they just go to the like a little kiosk um, type of thing, and they get a ticket, kind of like a receipt, a proof of purchase, and they put that on their front windshield, like on the dashboard, as evidence that They paid for parking. Um, so, anyways, so something along those lines. So the gas truck will know immediately where your vehicle is located, and as you're doing your shopping, um, by the time you come out, your vehicle will be topped off. So I was thinking about this idea, and I thought, well, I was telling my brother like it's actually a good idea, especially since like people like giving the people like the runaround. It's like people like telling other people like, well, go and run some errands for me, or like DoorDash or like Uber Eats, stuff like that, or like people just shopping online and never going out of their home. Some things along those lines. So these people are, they have the money and they don't want to go out there and do it themselves. So it's great for people like you. Okay? And I think this is where it gets even better because right now, there's a lot of mm, there's a lot of oh yeah, gas stations running out of gas. Um, so there's a lot, especially right now with all the floodings and stuff. This is when this idea is actually a good idea. Um, so right here it says gas station running out of gas 6 days ago in Florida because of the first of all I think it was a hurricane, and then there was the tornadoes, like a lot of tornadoes. And I'm Francisco Contreras. I'm located here in Riverside, California. Um, and if you guys are outside of the United States of America, I am within the United States of America. So if I have any viewers living outside of the United States of America, now you kind of know. California is just another region, like it's just another state within the country. But anyway, um, so I'm safe. I'm away from this stuff. From, well, I don't know right now. Because I don't know if California will get hit like these people have, but Florida, um, flooding, and out here, um, in the beginning of the year, San Diego was actually impacted by some flooding as well. So it's super sad, and these people sometimes they run out of fuel. So basically, this idea is just to um, get some of these vehicles. It's kind of like it reminds me kind of like a water truck. Okay, so it's kind of like these right here, like a water truck. So like, um, more of these portable gasoline vehicles will be manufactured, and at the same time you guys will be going about it in a creative manner, like in a creative way. um so um basically Um, you guys will be able to, do something like I'm referring to, and also like at Home Depots and Lowe's, people that are doing shopping, that's also a good idea. Um, for bigger companies and stuff like that don't want to. I don't know. Maybe they're running late. Maybe they have other things to do. Um, and the parking lots get pretty packed in some of these areas. Okay, so yeah, um, maybe you know these people will be able to park. They'll get their row number, and then like the number that they're actually sitting. I mean, not sitting but parking. The parking space number, and then a gasoline truck will come, fuel up, top it off, and I was thinking, there will be a minimum um, for this service, a minimum amount of gallons per vehicle. Okay, so like a minimum amount of gallons for each vehicle, actually. So like if you're not trying to top it off, you're not trying to go from empty to full, um, then you'll just be wasting everyone's time. So this is for people who want gasoline, but they have like maybe like a quarter of a tank or a little bit lower than half a tank of gas. So in between, well, yeah, like yeah, if the meter passes like over half, then maybe you wouldn't even qualify. Because it's about money, and at the same time, it's a luxury type of service, and you're not, I don't think people's time should be wasted for like $20 of fucking fuel. That's just ridiculous. So this is serious business, and it will go from like I'm thinking, if your car is like, yeah, under the halfway mark, then you guys will qualify to get this service. So like, anyways, somehow figuring that out and figuring all this stuff out in the business structure, and if people want to still get their vehicle topped off, even though they have like a quarter, 3/4 of a tank of gas, and they only need a quarter more, well, more money will actually be charged for people like that. So if you want to fuck around and pay extra money, then yeah, by all means, call them and contact them, and they'll go and top it off. But at the end of the day, you're gonna pay more. And if you want to fuck around and call, like have the company go and top off your vehicle, um, but you know, you pay like $100, but you only got like $80 or $60 worth of gas, then oh well. That's where um, the minimum um, um, gallons per vehicle will take effect. Because there's going to be a minimum cost regardless of the situation. Okay, so I hope you guys understand that. So if you guys don't even want to fuck with these people, then go do it yourself. By all means, go do it your fucking self. But if you guys want to fuck with this company, you guys have to have some money. And I was thinking that like where they will actually go to your location. So if you're living, I mean, if you're in a safe location, then they'll go and provide you with the fuel. So in situations like these, it will actually be good for the gas companies to be driving around, or just waiting for someone to like place an order, kind of like Lyft, the taxi company. Um, some drivers are driving around supposedly, but and like if you guys are looking for a driver or whatever, I think their GPS is moving around. But I think someone could just activate their fucking like they can make it like public where they're active to go pick someone up. But in actuality, they could just be at home or whatever, I think. So, in the same way, these drivers could be doing some other things, and but like I think in the app or in the website, it will reveal how long it will approximately take for the fuel truck to arrive to your location and stuff like that, and how much it will cost. Everything will be broken down in a neatly fashion, so you people can can understand, or so you people could understand everything at any given time. All right. So yeah, I mean, I kind of thought it was I thought it was a good idea, but I was like, in my back of my mind, I was like, well, I don't think anyone will want to actually do this because um, now if someone actually did this, like a company, then we would have to deal with people just sitting around getting paid, and and that's not even including as the fuel truck as a drives around and stuff. It's actually using up fuel themselves. So that's why I kind of like the idea, but it wasn't really like like a lucrative type of business. But it's more like like kind of like serving your community type of service. So I think it's a good idea, especially now with all the floodings and stuff, and the demand for it. Like especially in emergency situations, people file in line to get some gas. Yeah, see this? This is really happening, by the way. So people line up gas station high res stock photography with a Y and images alamy. So yeah, like there's a ton of people with their gas tanks, their gas containers, and they all want fucking fuel. And this is happening here in the United States of America. It says 18,200 plus gas station line stock photos, pictures and royalty-free images, iStock, oil refinery, oil something something something. Oh, well, some of these are like probably from other natural disasters, but yeah, like this stuff is real. Let me see. People line up in line to get some gas. People file file a line file inline wait, people file what about lines to get some gas. Oh yeah, in Florida. Oh, I spelled it incorrectly. Florida. Um. Hmm. Well, look at it. It says right here, Hurricane Milton gas shortage. Oh, but look at I actually see some people right here. 4 days ago. Look at this. These people are actually lining up right here. You see that? You guys see how these people are lining up for gas? You know, some of these people probably have the money to not be standing in line. You know, so this is a, you know, if it's a problem on top of a problem. And oh, and since Elon Musk with Tesla, Elon Musk with Tesla and the self-driving vehicles, you know, and I'm not even talking about like I'm talking about like the ones without any humans in it. Or yeah, the driverless. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm referring to, but not really the driverless taxi. I'm referring to like the or it might it just might be it might not even be Tesla. It might be Google self-driving vehicles without humans. Yeah, I think yeah, it's these right here. It's these. So these things are running around. I mean, not running around. They're driving around without any human inside of the vehicle. Okay, it says Waymo. I think that's how you pronounce that. To test self-driving vehicles without human, something, something, something. So technically, when you guys perfect the technology, you guys will basically be able to like fuel up a truck with gasoline, and with the technology, for this vehicle to self-drive itself, to any of these destinations that are under like extreme weather conditions, to help people out. For people who place an order on, with their cell phones or smartwatches. Okay, so whatever the case may be, if you guys have a smartwatch, a smartphone, or if you guys just have access to the internet, or if you guys have the actual application downloaded in any of your devices, or maybe they'll even provide a number where you guys can call. As long as you guys pay, I don't see why there will be an issue with this type of business. Okay, and it'll be like a non-profit organization, or it could be a for-profit organization. But I think it should be. I think it should be a non-profit organization, just to help people out. And the cool thing about it too is that these people that are in Google and stuff like that, working on this type of technology, well, it'll give them something to do. Even like the traffic division, CHP, traffic division. Okay, so yeah, highway patrol. So well, wait a minute. So C stands for California, H stands for highway, and P stands for patrol. Well, I had no idea that was the case. So this will be like different in Florida, I think. So it'll be like, I'm just guessing. I'm not sure. Like FHP. Yeah, and it is Florida Highway Patrol. FHP is a division of the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, FLHSMV, that investigates traffic accidents and criminal activity on Florida highways. Traffic accident investigations, blah blah blah. Well, I didn't really understand that at first. Okay, I'm not a police officer. I don't work for highway patrol or anything like that. So, anyways, let's just stick to traffic division. So it will be great for all of the traffic divisions. Yeah, let's make that plural. Traffic divisions. So traffic divisions are responsible for maintaining safe and efficient traffic flow in cities and countries, or no, counties. Well, countries could also be applied for other states, right? But anyway, so I think this idea, I mean, I think it's a good idea because these vehicles will be like recording everything at the same time. And since Elon Musk, talking about Elon Musk, there's Starlink, and his company, SpaceX. Well, it says Starlink is a satellite internet constellation operated by Starlink Services LLC. So, but look at this: a wholly owned subsidiary of American aerospace company SpaceX, providing coverage to over 100 countries and territories. It also aims to provide global mobile broadband. SpaceX started launching Starlink satellites in 2019. It says ownership SpaceX, applications, internet service. So even in these type of emergency type of situations, these Starlink satellites should still be able to control and safely navigate these vehicles around objects, fallen trees, whatever the case may be. And oh yeah, and like if if other problems come up, like problematic problems, like little bugs that need to be fixed, well, it'll basically benefit this new business with these vehicles, because that's what they're doing constantly. These companies, they're constantly updating like their software and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a good thing, because now these vehicles will be entering, like hazardous, unsafe road conditions, and I think it will be interesting for AI technology and for these robots to kind of figure out how to, get around in emergency road conditions. Okay, so obviously AI technology would know the differences. If, for instance, if it's driving around and there's a fallen tree, it won't consider that fallen tree as an emergency situation. Okay, so it's not going to break any traffic laws. Okay, but however, if it's entering a traffic, an emergency traffic condition, where roads are kind of like unsafe and stuff like that, it will basically and safely, it will bypass some of the rules and regulations when it comes to driving. And I see that all the time with the images that people are showing right now, and videos, whether it's a video or photos, whatever. Because a video, all it is a compilation of images. But anyway, so when these people are driving around, if there's a tree, an obstacle, an object on the road, it knows. I mean, these people know to go around, even though there's the two yellow solid lines like painted on the road. In these type of cases, these people don't really um, like, they make a safe um, like objection. And they're able to, get around safely. So, I mean, but imagine a imagine in the future a truck filled with gas, with fuel, with no human operator whatsoever. I think that'll be like the best test ever. Um, because if there is any accidents, um, you know, um, I would like to hear about them. I would like to watch them, online. And it would also be interesting what these people, the developers and stuff like that, or these people that work for these companies, how they will resolve these type of problems for them not to ever happen in the future. And I think it's great because at the same time, at the same token, because it allows all of us to realize that this life is not a fucking joke. Okay? People are dying. Um, and these people that are working around the clock, they're doing everything in their power to prevent this stuff. So they're not fucking around. They're working 24/7 on this shit. um because I could just imagine that they have different people, because people are driving self-drivable vehicles 24/7. It doesn't matter where you are in this world, there's always going to be a vehicle on the road, on the highway, on a freeway. Doesn't matter if it's fucking 5 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. There's always going to be a vehicle, self-drivable vehicle on the road. So, this is obviously a 24-hour business operation. So, it's obvious that these people are not fucking around and they're getting shit done. And, it's a never-ending task, So, anyways, I just wanted to quickly drop this video and let all the people in the world know about this idea. Because, it's true. If you have the money, and you're stuck in an emergency situation, and you're going to the fucking gas station, and the gas stations are out of gas. Like, okay, rich people who pay others to fuel up their vehicles. To fuel. I don't know how to spell fuel. Wait, what did I say? It said rich people. It says rich people who pay others to fill up their vehicles are typically referred to as individuals with personal assistants or chauffeurs who manage tasks like refueling their cars as part of their broader responsibilities, allowing the wealthy person to focus on other priorities and not have to worry about mundane chores like filling up their gas tank. Okay, so stuff like that. And if these people are not accustomed and used to, and if they don't feel comfortable to go to a gas station like this, especially in an emergency situation, they're going to feel awkward, out of place. They're going to feel, like just I think awkward is what covers it all right here, because now there's no fucking fuel. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then if they if they wait in line, like even in a vehicle, like these people don't have to normally do that. So that makes it even weirder for them. And the terror, and the uncertainty, and them feeling unsafe, all these things in these type of situations. I think their stress levels will just skyrocket, and I think that's when these these fuel vehicles with the gas, this whole non-profit organization business idea will be very soothing and relaxing for people, for everyone really, but mainly for people that could afford it, because it will just show that people care, at all times. And I think that's a great thing. I think that's a super good thing that that this is available, and this could be made available to everyone. And this includes you people who have businesses, people who just like I said, even if you just have a Costco membership and you don't have a lot of money, maybe, but that gas meter is going to eventually go very low. And a lot of people shop like around the weekends. So, all you would have to do is download the app. You already have one of these memberships from either Sam's Club or Costco. So all you have to do is download their app. Provide, the vehicle's location or whatever. I don't know how you people will work that out, or if you will ever work it out, but I'm assuming that you people will work it out. So it's kind of like, that's why I explained like the parking like at you know, like parking at the beach, you know, with a kiosk and stuff like that, or even like parking like in a big um, parking a big parking lot, you know, multiple stories. So yeah, I mean, even pretty much broke people will be able to have this luxury. And if you happen to be rich, guess what? You know, your chauffeur, your what? Hold on. Oh yeah, your personal assistant or personal assistants or your chauffeurs or your chauffeur. If that person or these people are not around you, and you happen to be driving your vehicle, and let's say you do go to I don't know, anywhere, and all you would have to do if you start running out of fuel is hit one of these people up. You know, like and I'm assuming, you know, that there will be a ton of these vehicles, like on standby, ready to serve people, ready to help people out. You know, a lot of people, you know, they even run out of fuel on highways. So I don't even know how that looks like. Um, I'm thinking it's like a tow truck, like AAA insurance. I think tow, or I spelled tower, tow truck, AAA insurance, assisting a driver that requires gas. If you run out of fuel, AAA will bring you enough to get you to the nearest gas station. Note that if you need diesel fuel, you must request it when you call, and that diesel may not be available in all locations. Okay, so how does that look like? Oh, they walk out with little gas containers. So maybe it's possible that these some of these people that are waiting in line, you know, it's possible that they're not even there for themselves. You know, it's possible these people are, you know, getting fuel for their rich friends, which is super cool, by the way. You know, they're too busy taking a nap in the midst of the storm, like Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, whatever. You know, do you guys remember that story? Well, if you guys don't know the story, let me check it out. Let me pull it up for you guys. Jesus Christ sleeping in the midst of a storm. It says yes. What? Let me go back. That's weird. I correct my spelling and the search results are different. But it says yes. The Bible tells that the story of Jesus sleeping in a boat during a storm in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Says the story. Jesus and his disciples board a boat to cross the Sea of Galilee after Jesus teaches a crowd on a hill overlooking the water. You know, that's a beautiful scene, by the way. As a matter of fact, we could even look this up and just, you know, like, look at a beautiful picture. So, like, it says Jesus teaches a crowd on a hill overlooking the water. So something like this, guys. And it's a beautiful day. Um, this is another beautiful picture here. Um, I don't know. That looks like a fire over there. I don't know. Um, but yeah, you guys get it. So it's a beautiful, beautiful picture. It says, "While Jesus is sleeping, a storm arises, and the boat is threatened with sinking. The disciples wake Jesus and ask for his help, and he rebukes the wind and waves, calming the storm. The men are amazed and ask, 'What kind of man is this?' Question mark. Even the wind and the waves obey him! Exclamation mark. So what kind of man is this? Question mark. Even the wind and the waves obey him. Like, what the fuck? So yeah. So yeah, that I mean, that's beautiful. That's what I will be doing. Like, yeah. Go give me some fucking fuel. Fuel up my fucking Lamborghinis. I still got appointments to make and attend to. Despite the fucking storm. Mm, yeah, but honestly, that's like the only one I've noticed so far. Just that one picture. Hmm. But yeah, AAA. At least they will bring you some gas, right? That's pretty cool. Roadside assistance. But remember, right there it said a couple of gallons, right? It says, if you run out of fuel, AAA will bring you enough gas, enough to get you to the nearest gas station. So, nowhere there does it say, we will top it off. And in my video, this one right here, this one you people are watching right here, I'm talking about these freaking fuel tanks, fuel vehicles, fuel trucks, these fuel. Think of gas, fuel, trucks will go directly to you in the time of trouble. It's like that verse that says, "Call upon me in the day of trouble, in the day of your calamity, and I will answer, and I will come." That's Jesus Christ. That's God right there. Call upon me in the day of trouble. That's Psalm chapter 50 verse 15. It says, "And call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will honor me." Okay. So yeah, I added a little bit of emphasis, a little bit of sugar, all up in the mix. And guys, if you guys happen to just get with random girls out there, You know, don't hesitate to eat them out. You know, lick all over that pussy, please. Anyways, that's just a side note. So, yeah, man. I mean, people need gas. People need to know that there's a God in control. Even in the midst of destruction, even in the midst of a storm, people need to know that people care and that God does care. All right. So yeah, it's such a beautiful message. Such a beautiful message, especially in a time like this. You know, I mean, it's one thing for you people to be suffering the way you people are. So it's like, why add more to these misfortunes? You know, why add more to your misfortune if you are a person who's going through these type of struggles at the current moments, or have you gone through similar trials in the past? You know, and that's why I take the time out of my life to record videos, because I want to help people. I don't want to be another person that just wants to talk shit. You know, I really want to help people out. So when I'm talking about, you know, these 3D printing robots that print houses, 3D printing concrete printers for homes. You know this shit right here. I was thinking in my current video, my recent one of my recent videos, I was talking about, making those walls like, why not make them fucking, a foot fucking thick. The thicker they are, the more they're going to be able to withstand a lot of shit. And I even talk about, topping it off with also a concrete fucking roof. So, when these tornadoes and storms and hurricanes and stuff like that happen, people's roofs are not getting blown off. And oh yeah, and you people won't have to worry about fucking what's it called? Oh yeah, mold and stuff like that, because a lot of people's homes are made out of wood and drywall and stuff like that. So and oh, not even getting into your personal assets, like inside of your home. And this stuff getting blown out of your home when there's like a tornado and stuff like that. Okay, like it's one thing to have a tornado go through people's um, cities and states or whatever. Um, that's devastating within itself. You're talking about other types of property damages and other personal like asset damages, like for instance your vehicle. Your vehicle is parked outside. It could be your fence, it could be your windows that could be affected. It could be other things. But for all your shit inside of your home to get blown out, that's just and not just that, but so people are losing everything, and they'll be lucky if they have their wallet and if they actually get to live through this stuff. So in these type of situations, all these delivering companies, they can't drive through this shit. So even if you guys place an order online, I mean, good luck receiving that order. That order is going to be drastically delayed. Like at least by a month or two, if not longer. I mean, some of your guys' transactions might even be canceled because of this type of stuff. But if there's a tornado or a flood or whatever, at least your shit will be inside your home. And for a lot of people, that's all that matters to them. So, oh yeah, tornadoes. Yeah, I didn't even spell it correctly. So tornadoes, blowing away a roof and everything within the home. Oh, a roof instead of roofs. Plural. I get it. So that's why I said, that's why it's correcting tornado blowing away roof and everything within the home. Well, I'm looking for, tornadoes, the topic of tornadoes, and then pictures for blowing away a roof and everything within a home. Whatever. So look at it. Here it is. Here's a good example here. So right here. But everything's still in there. But you guys get the idea. I mean, some people don't get lucky like these people do or did. Some people's homes get completely wiped out. 100%. Just gone. Look at this photo. There goes the roof. Oh, and then look at this. Some shingles flying off. Or some tiles, whatever that might be. I mean, yeah, this is not a joke. So that's why I think it should be a non-profit organization um, that should be created out of all this with these people in mind. And also for people, on highways, if they happen to run out of fuel. Okay, you guys do have AAA, but let's say you don't mind paying that minimum fee, or if you run out of gas, well, you're still gonna have to pay a minimum fee, but hopefully, I don't know, maybe the service will only be like if you top it off. That way the employees can get paid, not so anyone can make a profit, but for the employees to get paid and for the extra fuel that's required to transport the fuel to top you motherfuckers off. Um, that's when these little rules will make a drastic impact on the business. But anyway, so yeah, some of this stuff is just, just crazy. Look at this one. And then if it starts raining and stuff, it makes matters even worse. It looks like this home was built out of a. Well, it looks like this home was made out of brick. And if someone was sleeping right here, yeah, that's just sad. That all these, that's part of life. Things happen, but it's not God's fault. It's not people's faults. It's really no one's fault. That's why they call them acts of God. God is the one that causes them. God is the one that put us here in this world for who knows what reason. And we people are the ones that are making all the rules for whatever reason as well. To what aim, to what end. No one knows why. I'm still trying to figure out that myself, even though I'm 34 years old. But there's a reason for everything. And well, we just have to go with the flow. It's a no-brainer. It is what it is, and we just have to go with the flow. So yeah, I mean, technology is so beautiful. Without it, we're building homes out of wood and drywall. with technology, we're building durable stuff that will last for many, 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 many generations to come. And that's what it's all about. You know? And I just want to be able to get this video out because I was doubting myself, you know? But then I really started seeing these people having a hard time um, you know, accessing fuel, you know, acquiring that fuel. And fuel's all around us, you know. They just don't know if they transport the fuel there, if they're going to be able to sell it or not. You know, and in most locations, you know, it's like that. Like they still take the fuel, but if there's a demand for it, you know, I'm pretty sure um, you know, more will get delivered there. You know, even if some of these vehicles have to, you know, come from long distances, or I don't know. I really don't know, people. I really don't understand everything. But um, so yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. You know, like all of us, you know, or not, you know, because you people like to brainstorm and to think outside of the box. Well, for those of you who like to think outside the box and to brainstorm, here's an idea. You know, because I was thinking about hydraulics and an engine combust combustible engine combustible engine combustible uh um engine combustible uh pistons or whatever. Look at, so I want to pull up, an image revealing the pistons. Okay, so all it is these things are getting forcefully downwards every few um you know, seconds, or multiple times per second, or whatever the case may be. um and I was thinking that this could actually happen with hydraulics, because hydraulics can actually lift um, you know, a lot of tons of weights. Hydraulics lifting um, thousands of tons. Okay, so there's that, right? Um, and then if we look at the laws of um, lift. Um, oh wait, laws of lift. Um, laws of no, it's the laws of the laws of what the fuck is it called? The laws of leverage. Leverage. Yeah, like this. So we all know that no human being can carry a big fucking rock like this. It's just impossible. But with a long ass stick, with a little rock on the bottom, we could cause this big ass rock to fucking move. So when you guys are thinking about like electrical engines and shit like that, or electrical powered vehicles, why don't you guys try the hydraulic idea, powering the individual hydraulic devices within um, the combustible engine, um, you know, pistons, and a combustible engine. All it is fuel exploding, kind of like a weapon, like a bullet. How does a bullet work? Right? I already know how it works, but I'm looking this up for you people to understand. Okay, and the same similar thing is happening with the piston, with fuel. It forces the piston to go forward, therefore rotating the axle, this axle, the axis for the wheels, whether it's a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive or whatever the case may be. Okay, so if you guys can get this to work, that would mean that you people will have more miles per gallon and more electricity per miles. And when you guys are talking about other space explorations, like and like just the engines for rockets, like the Starship, for instance. This one's a big ship, okay, but there are smaller ones, okay, but we started small and we're building bigger and bigger and bigger. So taking that into consideration, when you guys think about this hydraulic idea, I would propose to all of you to just start small, think small, kind of make it work, and then sell it in vehicles. Implement that idea, that logic, that that concept into vehicles and other frameworks in our lives that would benefit from this idea, and introduce that to to the public, to people. That's not even getting into military inventions and stuff like that. Okay, don't even get me started. But I could already see this idea working on all sorts of applications. And remember that there, to move a vehicle, it's not going to require a lot of electricity, because we are considering and using the law of leverage. So, it's kind of like an LED light. It's going to radiate a lot of light with a little bit of electricity. So in the same way, this hydraulic idea, whether it's powered with gasoline or electricity or diesel or whatever, solar panels, whatever it might be, like literally, it won't require a lot of power, and it won't like surge it, like the batteries. It won't surge the batteries of electricity. It's not going to just drain your batteries, because it's not going to require a lot of electricity to get something, to get momentum, to get something going. Okay, the hydraulics are going to do all the work for you guys, and at the end of the day, it's going to help us out. Look at all this. I mean, from the other videos I've watched and studied, we're talking about trillions of dollars in property damages and stuff like that. So we have to think about this thoroughly. We have to think about this, well. We have to stop and meditate and think things through. And, when it comes to a substantial amount of property damages and the cost that it will require to get everything back to the way it was, and it will never be that way. It will never be the way that it once was, because people will die. People died. Okay, in the Florida flooding, I think so far like 20 people died. Okay, and there is like 17 from what I heard, like the most, but that number could still grow. Later on, that number can change. And it says, look at this. I forgot about this, but it says Hurricane Milton aftermath, over 3 million without power. Okay, so a lot of you are relying on on um on solar panels. You guys are relying on the sun. Well, the sun's not there. You guys are relying on fuel. The fuel isn't there yet. You guys are relying on um freaking other means of electricity, whether it's coal, burning coal to produce power, like kind of like like to heat up water, like a steam engine, which is, from what I heard, it requires a lot of coal, and not just that, but it releases a lot of emissions and stuff like that into the atmosphere, something like that. Okay, so so there's a number of things to consider here, but even a turbine, even a windmill, if my theory is correct, then any day modern day windmill, you guys will be able to move it and generate electricity by simply installing some of these hydraulics. If you guys want to create a big fan, because to generate electricity, if if hydraulics can cause the engine to rotate, and that's all there is really required to produce electricity, then that means that the blades are actually a waste of money. They're a waste of time, and all the birds that these things have killed was for nothing. And not including all the money that was invested in these windmills. Um, so I guess it defeats the purpose of fuel, right? In a way. I mean, what do you people think? Write your comments in the description section of this video. If you guys think if hydraulics actually help people to get more miles out of a a gallon of gas, or some of these all electric vehicles, if the hydraulics were introduced to help the motion of the vehicle, the rotating of the wheels, will the transportation of of gasoline and stuff like this, would it still be beneficial to the people? So you guys can write your answer, yes or no, and then you guys can write like a description in your own words why you think this will be a good idea or a bad idea. Regarding the originality of this video, the original purpose of this video, the main purpose of this video was was me discussing the the means for people to get gasoline through mobile transportation means. So people actually delivering it to you, taking it directly to you. So I think, to answer that question myself, I think it is still good because why? Well, I think it's good because we're not on that level yet where every single vehicle has these hydraulic systems installed within them. These vehicles are not equipped with this. So for right now, yes, this idea will help a lot of people out. In the future, if you people are able to travel, like let's say 10 times more miles per gallon, then the idea won't really be or that business won't really be required as much, because whether your helicopter needs fuel or your airplane or your vehicles, a few gallons of fuel will get you out of harm's way. A few gallons of fuel will get you out of any state that you are living in. It'll provide you with 400 miles like nothing. Probably like the topping it off. Most likely, I don't know. So I guess we could do like a little bit of studies, a little bit of research. So what vehicle provides the most miles per gallon? It says right here, the Volkswagen XL1 is considered the most efficient car ever made with a fuel economy of 261 miles per gallon mpg. The XL1 is a two-seater plug-in hybrid with a diesel engine, and it can travel from New York to Washington, D.C. on 1 gallon of gas. Well, I wasn't really expecting that answer, okay? I was thinking like, a different vehicle. One gallon of gas, that's insane. And that's a diesel fuel with a diesel engine. But I was thinking per gallon of gas. It says according to the most automotive sources, the car with the best gas mileage currently is the Toyota Prius, consistently achieving high MPG figures across different models and consistently ranking as one of the most fuel efficient vehicles available. The Prius is widely known for its exceptional fuel economy, often reaching over 50 miles per gallon combined. Miles per gallon combined? Miles per gallon. High MPG. I think it stands for miles per gallon. So, anyways, maybe I should rephrase the question. Let me see here. What's the most miles an old car? What's the most miles an old car can travel? Per gallon of gas? Oh, so that's basically like narrowing it down. Just 1 gallon. I didn't think about that. Okay. Well, it varies depending on the specific model and condition. An old car with the best possible gas mileage could potentially travel around 30 miles per gallon on the highway, with some particularly efficient models from the late 70s or early 80s potentially reaching slightly higher numbers. However, most older cars would typically get significantly less than this due to outdated technology and wear and tear. Okay, so 30 miles per gallon times 10. Easy math. Now, will it work? I don't know. But I think it's worth the effort. I think it's worth a try. And stuff like that. Let's look at the Maui fire. Cost. It says the Maui wildfire of August 2023 are expected. Wildfires of August 2023 are expected to cost over $12 billion to recover from. The wildfires caused an estimated $5.5 billion in damages and destroyed more than 2,200 structures. The historic district of Lahaina was the most affected area, with over 100 lives lost. You see? Now, I asked everyone for a little bit of money. Nothing close to this. There's a reason why I'm asking for money. And there's a reason why I'm not robbing, people or banks, because I'm not a thief, and that's only going to lead me so far in this life. So I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm not trying to give my ideas out to people, but I am trying to help people. Um, so I just hope this helps. I hope that this also, if it proves to work, that it will help me with my credibility. Like, wow, this guy, he thought about all these things, all these ideas, all of this shit. Um, can we trust him with more? What else? What else is he thinking in his mind? What else can he do for people? What other inventions is this guy hoarding in his mind that could benefit the whole world? And not just the whole world, but space exploration. You know, that's a huge topic right now, and it's really happening. So just throwing that out there, but keeping the video professional. And I think I did a good job of keeping it professional all the way through. I don't think that I ever got out of topic. I don't think this video was distracting or misleading or confusing in any way, shape, or form. It's simple math, and simple laws that we could use to our benefit to achieve and to yield great results. Okay, so if only we could focus on these things, I mean, that would change transportation forever. And especially the space industry, because right now they're always worried about money, and the cost of fuel, the cost of doing things. We could look it up, because it's still within transportation of stuff. Okay, so by or through some form of fuel source. Okay, so how much does it cost to transport a gallon of water to space? See, it costs between $83,000 and $43,180 to transport a gallon of water to space. And I'm not asking for that much money per gallon. So, if this proves to work, these numbers will drop big time. because we're talking about redesigning the whole engine of like all these vehicles and um, um, other forms of transportation that require these type of engines. And oh, I haven't even thought of how this could affect or change or improve. Um, like um, what the hell is that word? Submarines have it. Submarines are powered with nuclear fusion. So I really don't even understand how it will even affect these other areas, you know, especially if this idea proves to be true, if it works. If you people can get it to work, just imagine the other possibilities. And, maybe we could even, well, I think, the rest of the stuff is a no brainer. Um, but, for the military and stuff like that, even guns can be improved with this technology. Because some guns are electrically powered. Um, so if you guys are talking about um, hydraulics, that can, you know, uh, push heavy objects and lift heavy objects. With the right design, it can send any bullet through a fucking mountain, like like a sound wave. So you know, I just wanted to throw that out there so people could know that I'm serious. That last part. But according to the rest of my video, as far as the rest of my video, I kept it professional. So if any of you out there want to help people and really explore what God created outside of this planet, then it's going to require a little bit of intelligence and patience, but at the same time, there's another video that that I shared with all of you, and it was talking about the weather, and and I was thinking, well, I basically theorized that maybe a tornado will disappear if we fired some missiles at it. So if that also proves to work, then we will all have a reason to perfect and to make missiles for the protection of the people, and not us using these weapons of fucking destruction and terror to destroy one another. We will actually be using them to help each other out. So, and along those lines, if it proves to work, well, this stuff can be perfected as well, drastically. Like 10 times more powerful. And not just that, but using technology to detect these tornadoes, so they could be neutralized in the heat of the moment. As soon as they're detected with AI technology, we're talking about people who have a simple, not even updated camera that's connected to like the cloud and other, like Google and their software, because they have the best of the best. They have AI technology. They could scan any video and look for signs of threat: tornadoes, birds, animals, humans, cars, airplanes, you name it. So if a tornado is detected, guess what? Guess what? These machines are going to do their job. And that's why I think we should have fuel trucks. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys have any more questions, or you guys want me to discuss anything else, just write it in the description section, and I'll do my best to reach out. And if there's any improvements in this area, I would like to hear about it, and watch videos, or even like successful tests as well as failure tests. I personally like to watch fail tests because there's always room for perfecting ideas. We can always improve on stuff, so I think well I think that technology has impacted everyone's lives, and I think technology is great for everyone, especially if you people out there are listening and you guys are a parent. Your children actually spending time watching videos is actually good for them, because they're learning, they're they can see the world without money. And I remember my brother, when he was working at Amazon, he would be in his room, and he would be watching like videos of, like, just different photography and videos, like a compilation of these videos of like a different state, a different country, and it's as if he was traveling the world without actually doing it, because we obviously don't have the money to do that. We don't have the money to be traveling anywhere. The tickets are expensive. The gas is expensive, and so I started doing that. I started watching videos like of these random things. The other day I was watching it was YouTube, and you guys can just type up anything like the most beautiful places of the planet, of the world. Yeah, the world sounds better, the world. Look at this. 12 most beautiful places on planet Earth. And this thing is 10 minutes long and 44 seconds. This other one, it says 25 most beautiful places on Earth. 56 minutes and 14 seconds. Earth places. This one's 2 hours and 20 minutes and 7 seconds. 8 seconds. Actually. This one, beautiful planet, the most peaceful places on Earth. This one is 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 30 seconds. You see, so this stuff could actually take people. It's like reading a book, It allows people to use their imaginations. That's why video games are so addicting to people as well. So anyway, I'm just saying all of this because I've heard so many bad reviews, and even people, even when like the TVs were coming out, people were so against them. People were saying, "Oh, TVs are demonic. They're from the devil," and stuff like that. Maybe the TVs, they weren't really referring to the TVs themselves, that type of technology. Maybe what they were really referring to was the foolish things people would do just to entertain people and to just that extra effort that they would do to make people laugh. Because it's all about entertainment, right? So so when these people were referring to, especially pastors and stuff like that, when they were referring to these TVs being dark, like a dark magic, and them referring them as a, or them referring them, the TVs, to, like, like comparing them to the devil or demons or whatever, it's because they didn't really understand, you know. Um, but there is AI technology, and there is people who are super smart in this world, and there's a lot of television networks, especially when it comes to the internet as well. There's a lot of websites that, if you wanted to, that are negative, some that are negative, so if you people wanted to, you people could pay for stuff that's more educational, and that's all you will see. So it's kind of like applying those like applying restrictions to yourself. So if any of you out there are still against cell phones or laptops, or kids or people spending a lot of time staring into a screen, personally, I'm not against that. Now, some people might be against it because of the health effects that it might cause, but even that could be perfected by redesigning certain things and by adding additional safety features to all of the devices that we interact with, especially those that are found like in our vehicles, and most likely like in airplanes and stuff like that, for people who have more modernized airplanes that have like a digital display. So if these computers or whatever are causing any type of if people are going blind because of the light radiation, the radiation that gets emitted out of a screen, if people are going blind because of that, if that's happening, people already invented things for that, and so there's a lot of things to consider, a lot of things to look into. So we have to be patient. We have to just do what God commanded all of us to do, and that's just to love one another. So all bullshit aside, that's what we need to do. But I'm just surprised that people haven't done that for me. Why people haven't helped me. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't know, like, I might not be facing or going through a lot of trials or whatever, but sometimes I have nightmares, and I wake up As a matter of fact, I can remember one, and it was super like vivid. I could remember it vividly in my mind, and the water, it was like a tsunami. It just came, and it took me, and I woke up. I woke up terrified, and it felt like I actually died in my dream, but I woke up here. You know, it's kind of like the movie Avatar. Like they could actually experience. I don't know how to spell it, but Avatar. Yeah, this movie right here. So it was kind of like this. Well, it's kind of like this because um, like it was real. You know, I was there. I was talking to people. I was communicating with them, and then all of a sudden, the tsunami came and wiped us out. And I remember I was like floating on the water, and the water was taking me away from the people that I was speaking with. And then I just woke up. Um, so sometimes I have bad dreams, and I have you know, I don't know, the other day someone said that, oh, because I was looking for more ideas on through YouTube, and this lady, this girl, she said, well, maybe you're a Cancer and you're just on here looking for more ideas. And she was actually right. You know, with my horoscope, I was born on July 4th, 1990. So, so maybe it's possible that, you know, Cancers have a way of sympathizing with people, you know. So it's possible that that all this shit that I'm being exposed to and going through in my dreams and my thoughts is actually affecting me. Um, and the reason that I'm fucking broke poor is also a contributing factor, no doubt. No doubt about it. You know, and I have been exposed to the Shark Tank. Shark Tank episodes with these billionaires, you know. I love the sharks, by the way. But sometimes they don't give a fuck about. They don't care who the fuck they talk to. You know, they'll invest in people that they like or dislike. Um, you know, sometimes they don't like the person, but they like the idea. So you know, it gets weird. You know, human relationships are fucking weird. You know, but I'm not the one with the money. So, yes, me being broke is a contributing factor to the way that I think, the way that I am. Um, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who are hungry for more. So if you guys have a general idea of what I'm referring to, and you guys want to put it to the test, I think that's a good thing. Even Apple with Steve Jobs, this guy had a ton of competitors. Including, the iPod, the smartphones, the smart tablets, the Macintosh, which is the desktop home computer. So he had a lot of competitors, but despite all that, and despite him getting fired from his own company, freaking, he was able to get his ideas out there to the people before, sadly, eventually he passed away. But he put in his work, and he did what God wanted him to do, in this world that we live in. So, maybe to him that's all that really mattered. But not just to focus on him, but there's a lot of there was a lot of competitors, and there still is. And everyone has to do their fucking part. And that's the beauty of competition. It's like playing a fucking piece of shit sport. And I'm not really into sports, but sports can get very competitive as well. Okay. Yeah, people get all immersed into sports. Even the actual players themselves, or even people in the audience. People in the audience, sometimes these guys can be more immersed in the game than the actual players. So anyways, I see that hunger, that just the motivation, to succeed regardless of what this life throws at people. Because we all know we're all going to die and life's going to continue. That's a no-brainer. If you haven't thought about that, if you haven't thought past that, then obviously you have problems. It's just part of life. So we just have to help each other. It's not about the money. Money is important, but I'm poor, and I have my internet, and I have some food. And God takes care of me. I've been arrested Um, I've been through some shit, but at the end of the day, um, some of you out there, I think you people want to make excuses as well. You people, um, like, I don't know. I think I don't know if it's harder for you people than it is for me to not have shit. I mean, I could live the way that I am for the rest of my life, and it won't bother me. I'm so used to it. Now, if God blessed me with a lot of money, it would just be a blessing, but um, nevertheless, I will continue doing the things that I do and continuing to be the person that I am right now. But, yeah, like, if I were to remain the way that I am now, I'll be the same. I'll be the same, and doing the same regardless. That I'm, the shit that I'm doing now. I love doing what I'm doing right now, and I just see a lot of potential. I see, improvements in a lot of areas. So yeah, you guys can take this as like if, just food for thoughts. So, and this stuff, it could happen to any of us. So, like I said, I wasn't even planning on sharing this information. I just randomly thought about the idea. I told my brother about it. And in my mind, I was thinking I should create a video, and share my idea with people, even though it's like a dumb idea. But then I convinced myself otherwise. But then I started looking at this stuff, through YouTube. There's a bunch of videos and stuff. And I was like, wow, I need to share this idea. And I think everything else that I spoke about right now was things that I just pulled out of my mind in the heat of the moment. This is uncut. I have cameras in my room. That's further proof of what I'm talking about. None of this is scripted. None of this is, it's me free flowing. So yeah, I decided to stick with my gut again. Sometimes I doubt myself. But now I'm beginning to realize that when I doubt myself, God gives me a reason not to. So, with that being said, I have like no other choice but to share my ideas with all of you. Because if I retain it, it only gets more powerful. And I still have to, I have to release it. I have to release that. It's like a dam, you know. It's like a dam fucking exploding. Just. Or like, yeah, that type of shit. I get the idea. And it's like when I don't share it, a dam is instantly created and the water is going to rise up regardless. And it's going to overflow regardless. It might just take people down the lake, down the river to get water. But at the end of the day, people will still receive the water that they desperately need. But I think that this is more like the dam breaking. Just broke, and here it is. So so yeah, people might think it's a dumb idea, but I think it's a great idea. And I think just out of respect for everyone, people that have died, people that have gone through shit like this, I think that it should be a non-profit organization. Because I could actually see it happening. And I can see it impacting the whole world. So anyways, God bless you all. And I'm going to end this video before I start talking about other stuff. But just know that there's a God that loves you all, despite all this shit. Yeah.